Exercise 18-18, Assets for Different Types of Companies. Selected data for 3 companies are given below. All inventory amounts are ending balances and all amounts are in millions. So we can view the data for company A, B, and C. So requirement. Use the above data, calculate total current assets for each company. If an input field is not used in the table, leave the input field empty. Do not select a label or enter a 0. Enter amounts in millions as provided to you in the problem statement. So if we view the data for company A, the cash says 8, but that means 8 million, not $8. So you don't really want to be working for a company that only has $8. So what type of company is this company A? Well, notice they've got finished goods inventory, they've got cost of goods sold, work in process inventory, cost of goods manufactured, and raw materials inventory. That means they are a manufacturing company. And this is what the balance sheet, the current asset section, looks like. It's going to have cash, AR, and then there are 3 types of inventory accounts. Raw materials inventory, work in process inventory, which is unfinished goods, and then finished goods inventory, which are goods that are finished but have not been sold yet. So this should be an easy problem. So we're going to start with cash. So we've got cash right here of 8 million. So I'll put that in as 8. And then we probably have AR somewhere here. So accounts receivable for 12 million. And then notice the order in which they go for the inventory accounts. So we have raw materials first, and then after raw materials inventory, that goes into the work in process inventory. So that's when they're put in process to start making the product, and then when we're done, they become finished goods inventory. So we can go ahead and input those numbers. So we have raw materials inventory of 3 million, work in process inventory of 4 million, finished goods inventory of 6, and then we can go ahead and add those all up for a total current assets of 33 million. So for company A, let's check our answer. Nice work. Okay, so now we're moving on to the current assets of company B. So let's go ahead and open that data table. So what type of company is company B? Well, we've got service revenue and there is no sales revenue. Sales revenue means selling products, so therefore this is a service company, which means we're going through their current asset accounts. We're going to start with cash of 15 million. And then the only other current asset we see here is accounts receivable. So go ahead and input AR. We do have one more asset on here, but it is not a current asset, and that is equipment. So we can go ahead and add the cash and accounts receivable together for 23 million for company B, which is a service company. So let's go ahead and check our answer. Good job. Okay, last but not least, we have company C. So let's go ahead and open the data table for that one. So what type of company is company C? Well, they have merchandising inventory. So the way their balance sheet looks different from services, when we take a look at all 3, we have the current assets section here on the balance sheet with just one inventory called merchandise inventory. So let's go ahead and start with the cash here. And that is 12 million. And then next we have accounts receivable, so AR. And then that is 15 million. And then we have that merchandise inventory, which is what separates this one from the service company here that we just did. And that is 10 million. So let's go ahead and add those total current assets up, and that's going to give us a total of 37 million. So let's go ahead and check our answer. Good job.